Thank you very much, Freak. Great cast on the day, gentlemen. And what an outcome we have here for Echo Fox. It's always a may the best team win, and a lot of people thought that could be NRG coming in here today. Seeing a full row throughout the split, seeing that Echo Fox was a team that was always struggling, but it seems like, and maybe Rick Fox was wrong in that they're a best-of-5 team, but they have found that strategy, as Freak was talking about.
Yeah, they definitely have, and I mean, for NRG, it's got to be a bit of a shocker, right? They were
absolutely.
They were not the worst team in the league. You know, Echo Fox only got 1 win the whole split. These guys 4-0'd them in the split, and then they get 3-0'd here. They got 3-0'd yesterday. So to not only end their season, but end their LCS run, they lose 6 straight games, right? Like that's brutal, and definitely not what they were expecting. And GBM seemed confident coming into this, and Echo Fox, you know, kind of just turned it up for the relegation matches.
Absolutely. And as we start our discussion here on the desk, we're going to go to the end of that final game to see that replay once again. All over the map, they're stretching NRG thin and hard to the back line to shut down OQ's ultimate hero strike game.
Yeah, he jumps right back onto him, as you said, and pushes him back. And once OQ's out of the fight, you know, Freak and Kobe have been talking about it all cast. It's on this guy to carry fights. They're building their composition around him, and he was who they were funneling the gold into because Gnar was very weak. And at that point, with him having no cooldowns, already 1 kill down, the base is broken open, and it's just nothing left here. The taunt flash, beautiful onto GBM, and that's really what seals it there for Echo Fox. At this point, they had to know they're back into the LCS. And
gotta feel good.
It does. And I mean, you know, the season obviously did not end the way they wanted to. They would rather not be in relegations at all. But this is, you know, the best way that they can end from where they were. And and this is something that they can hopefully build upon and get some of that confidence back. You know, just have a little bit of a happier atmosphere around it.
And we have much more to talk about, but for the moment, we are going to throw it back to the stage to get an interview with the victorious Echo Fox.
Thank you very much. Great analysts on the day so far for you guys. Now, I'm here with victorious Keith and Froggen from Echo Fox. Keith, I'm going to start with you. 3-0 sweep. Is that anything like you predicted this match to be?
Actually, I thought it would be more closer this series because we got 3-0'd by Phoenix 1, and I thought it would be more closer, more like or 3-1 or 3-2, something like that.
You guys are still confident going in that this was the match you guys were able to win?
Yeah, most definitely. I think the most concern we had was about the draft because during the season they had some really good draft against us where they, they got the edge that we had them playing a Lawi top in one of the games and stuff, so we thought it was going to be a bit more tough in the draft, so we spent a lot of time on the draft, and then we just figured something out and then went in with a plan and executed it.
So talk to me about the lessons you guys learned then. Of course, they 4-0'd you during the regular split. You mentioned their drafts were very good. Keith, again to you. What were these lessons that you had learned that you were able to apply to beat NRG this time around?
I think one of my biggest weaknesses is not knowing how to, or not playing Twitch very much, and knowing that OQ plays a lot of Twitch is kind of like you can't pick Sivir unless it's unless you see their AD. So binding Sivir is very dangerous when picking against NRG or like any of the Twitch players.
That explained the bans on Sivir and the Ashe over Sivir. That makes a lot of sense. I appreciate that insight there, the sort of prep and the champs like for the match. So now you guys are off for a while, of course, right? Your season's over. We'll see you in 2017 LCS. What's the near future going to be for you guys?
I think we're all just going to go home and then relax because we've had a very, very stressful season. Obviously, we didn't have the best season. So I think it's just going to be home, take maybe a week or 2 off, and then just relax.
Cool. And then you guys are going to hit it back up for the spring split. Keith, anything you want to talk about heading into 2017, or is that too far to start predicting?
Well, before the split, I predicted that we would make playoffs. Obviously, that didn't happen. We went 1-17. That's pretty heartbreaking, but I think I learned my lesson. I think I'm not going to make any predictions. We're just going to go into it or next split as best as we can.
All right, well, guys, thank you very much. Congratulations on the victories here. We will be seeing you in the LCS. Thank you very much. Good job. Good luck next year. Now let's toss it back to the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, Freak, and obviously best of luck to
Great interviews on the day.
Great interviews on the day as well. Best of luck, as always, to the victors, the winners. In this instance, it is Keith, Froggen, and the rest of the Echo Fox team, as well as you saw. Rick Fox, very happy up there as well, doing the camaraderie. Also, thanking NRG for a great game, great split. And ultimately, Echo Fox came into this, we say they did play better, but they were actually able to kind of tack on to mistakes a lot more than usual. Find those mistakes that NRG were making and work on them.
And that's really something that any good team needs to be able to do. You need to be able to capitalize on the other team's errors, and especially when you want to play these kind of slow, more patient games, that Echo Fox likes to do.
Right.
You know, they like to get their farm. They like to play, you know, more slow, methodical games. And if you're going to play that style, you need to still be ready to pounce, you know, at a moment's notice as soon as someone makes a mistake.
Yep.
And they did a great job of that.
Just like pouncing 11:30 here for our next replay. It was a Fox 2-0 to come out of this one. And just over and over, things keep working in their favor, even if NRG engages.
Yeah, and I mean, the stand united there from Shen was just kind of not respected enough. And once things started to fall apart, Santorin's already, you know, very low on HP. He has to run out of there. There's not a lot of chance here for NRG to fight back. And Quas stays around way too long. His team had already fully retreated. What's he really going to be able to accomplish in that situation? He sticks around. A nice taunt flash there from KFO. Nets some clean 2 kills, and really that kind of was the springboard for the rest of this game.
And you mentioned, had to take a look at 15 minutes at where the CS was actually in this game. The mid laners had acceptable farm. Everybody else from the lane swaps, AD carries were down near 100 CS. That's what I'm getting in my games. Like, and if you look at Shen and Ashe, they're still going to benefit without that much gold, way more than Twitch.
Exactly. Like you had pointed that out. You know, Twitch was actually, I think, even lower. You know, Ashe was maybe around 100, but Twitch was even like 80 CS or, you know, in the 80s. And you want this hyper carry Twitch. You need to be coming online a lot faster than that. And, you know, Ashe, regardless of farm, is still going to have the arrow, still going to have CC, Hawkshot. You know, you have utility, right? And same thing with Shen. You know, Shen always has stand united. You have the parry zone. You have these utility spells that are going to be very useful. Whereas, you know, Gnar needs to be kind of smashing that Shen. You need to be bullying him in. You need to get advantages that way. And Twitch needs to be strong enough to not only assassinate the back line, but in a team like this, you have to be able to punch through that front line, who's going to be pretty damn tanky.
When you talk about the stand united with Shen, actually leads right into our next replay, 24-30. This game ended at 30, one of the fastest, and it was just KFO kind of toying with everybody.
Yeah, cue up the Benny Hill music, because this one's a long chase. And you know, this is actually showing how good this matchup is for the Gnar. You know, he doesn't even have his Frozen Mallet done at this point, and he's 2 levels down, and he's solo killing KFO, right? Like, this is not a close fight. KFO cannot even catch him. Imagine if he had a Frozen Mallet. Imagine if he's up 2 levels. This is a clean solo kill. But in this situation, KFO plays it smart. He goes for the long con. He's running them around the map, and Echo Fox, no hesitation, straight to the Baron. They see 3 guys on this side of the map trying to kill their Shen. Of course we're going to go to the Baron. And KFO, insult to injury, not only does he waste their time, he actually gets out with the stand united. And that is a tilter if I've ever seen one. It's so frustrating. You know, if you're one of these guys on the other side of the map, you're Santorin, you're GPM, it's like, are you kidding me? He got out? And then he lives because the heal came in and the shield too.
And it's crazy because we hear these teams, you know, get an early inhibitor turret and say, that's great, we get this extra gold, but you can't actually act on it. You don't have the resources. And that inhibitor was never actually touched after that instance. So we see that Echo Fox knew exactly what they needed to do, how they needed to do it, and continued to play very strong throughout the series, despite a 4-0 from NRG across the regular season. Now it is time to recognize the player of that series, and it is going to be the man that comes out of the mid lane. It is Froggen. The story could not be more fitting for Echo Fox. Their star mid laner. Froggen putting the team on his back and carrying the franchise back into the LCS.
You know, and as Rick Fox once called him in an interview, he said he's the Michael Jordan of the LCS. I don't know if I agree with that, but big players have to make big plays when it comes down to it. It was crunch time, and he keeps them alive in the LCS.
Absolutely.
You know, he's the one who carried them through that first series, you know, on the back of some incredible Vladimir games against TLA. And again today, he gets a Nivea. He shows why you need to ban that champion against them. You know, he's eating bans left, right, and center, and he's still the standout performer. He's getting triple banned most of these games. He's still looking like the best player. That's incredible. And the flexibility he's giving them in the draft by, you know, earning those bans and still performing, there's not a lot of players that can step up to that level. So impressive play from Froggen.
And it answers a question for me as well. Can these guys actually play with games not just solely focused on Froggen? And while he is good enough to bring the game and put it on his back, the whole team of Echo Fox really came out here in the end of the split to keep themselves in the LCS. And with today's series completed, we've locked down 3 teams joining our other 7 LCS squads for the 2017 NA LCS Spring Split. But before we can look ahead to next season, the summer 2016 LCS playoffs are upon us. Quarterfinals kicks off Saturday, August 13th, with a scheduled start time of noon Pacific. Cloud9 versus Team Envy starts up the tournament after the conclusion of the EU LCS broadcast. And one more announcement before we sign off. I'll be chatting with Froggen on Facebook Live, and we'll be taking questions from the viewers, so you can go check it out, because Fox is going to be one of those names that continues to echoes through the NA LCS halls coming into that summer split. You can find us on Facebook.com/LOL Esports in just 5 minutes. That does it for the promotion tournament. So on behalf of myself, Azael, the casters, and the entire live broadcast crew, thank you for watching, and we'll see you for playoffs.
Today is a very tense day for both of these teams because this is where everything matters.
How do you know this, Froggy?
It's in the lore.
Is it really?
I read the lore daily.
Wow, story time with Froggy.
Froggen actually is the target early.
Getting hit up, goes to the silence, ult back into GBM, they get the combo out, and he's gonna burn down to the ignite.
Kill him pit, I'm ulting R.
Nice.
Fight them in the pit. Exhausted not.
Jin in the back, Jin in the back.
Jin.
Jin in the back.
Jin.
Nice. Froggen, whoa, on the chase, and he picks off GBM, and suddenly it's going bad to worse. A wall, Quas trying to run, another chase in for Keith.
Okay, speed up.
Trust is dead.
Healing you. I'm ulting. Kanama.
Yeah, Kama's dead.
I hit them. No. Exhausted. You're okay. You're okay.
Yeah. Echo Fox took the first two against them here. NRG hoping to turn it around. First blood goes to Echo Fox's jungler hard. And GBM actually running away from this one. The chase is still on, and Quas will be the second casualty. Now he's going to be able to stand united. KFO is going to live, actually. And that's just a Baron picked up. Beautifully played. Escape Santorin! Standing in front of them, a nice top flash hits up two. They're going to get the kill. It's the 3-0 for Echo Fox to hold on to their spot in 2017.